There were no McDonald's.
How you doing, darling?
I'm good. How are you? It's nice to see you. So we brought a couple of blown up exhibits. If you think it would be helpful, we'd have
I don't care. Hello, Jim. How are you?
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you.
Okay.
Everybody's full.
Okay.
Yeah, how they want to organize this, I'm not sure.
I'm Jim Bolts. I'm the chair of the Public Service Board. We're here for the site visit. With me is John Burke. He's a board member, and Margaret Cheney, another board member. So, who's here representing the petitioner?
I'm here as a counsel.
Okay, great.
Rod Vians.
Who's going to be the tour guide?
Rod Vians will be the tour guide. And he brought some blown up exhibits from the case for contact, if that's helpful to the board.
Okay.
So Rod, if you want to go ahead and take the lead and be the tour guide here.
The tour guide thing? Okay.
Yeah.
So we can, can I just get our bearings first? Sure. So we're looking at this? Yeah, we are looking at the site. We are standing right here. All right. This is the Quality Lane Industrial Complex. This is,
Where are we?
we are right down
Right here.
We're looking this is the project's going to be straight ahead of it. Project's going to be straight ahead. So this is industrial. This is the recycling center here. So that's the all right. These are all views. Right here.
Over here. My new house.
Okay. And your house is going to go where?
My house is right there.
That house right there. Okay. Yep. So basically, we have a 62-foot setback right now. So the town proposed a 35-foot. Okay. So we are almost double what the town silver sighting policy requires. So this visual rendering was done. So we are standing where this is. This visual rendering was done prior to the DPS consultant review. Okay. Since then, we've doubled the amount of plantings. So we're up to 562 plantings.
All of those trees are going to be on this side.
Well, so now this has a mixture of what you're showing and some more native species and evergreen and arborvitae.
No trees.
No trees?
No trees. You took all the maples out and replaced them with service roads.
Well, we did what the Department of Public Service aesthetic required. Right. So we agreed with their findings.
There are no trees.
These trees right here are not that are proposed are not going to be there. It's going to be
only service berry, 10 feet high.
right, because that'll block the view more than these trees are.
For that particular.
So that's from this view.
Yeah, from that view.
I'm a little confused what you were saying.
How far is this?
62 feet.
From the edge of this road? Or from the right away?
From the edge of the road.
When you say the edge of the road, you mean the road right away, right?
No, from the edge of
From the edge of the road.
Yep.
How far is that still?
How big is the right away?
3 rods.
3 rods.
Another 15 feet from the edge of the pavement would be the extent.
One other item, we had proposed to put 3 poles on the other side of the road, and we have, if we are allowed via a permit from the town of Rutland to go underground, so directional bore from this pole under, we will also need permission from Mr. Hubbard, the landowner, on this side just to set up our directional boring equipment. So if we're allowed both those items, we can eliminate the poles on this side of the road, on the outside. So it'll visually mitigate.
Hubbard is a party, and we're standing on Hubbard. All these cars are parked on
That's
Hubbard.
correct. Okay. Yep. So we've given that back. We've also, the original proposal was to go kind of make a 90 at the edge of the road, but Mr. Zingali and the town of Rutland requested that we cut back that corner. So originally we were kind of going like this and like this. We cut that back so visually, the stop sign down here, so visually you'd have a clear shot. So mitigated these poles. cut that back, and we're set back further than town.
Can you repeat those figures again? You're setting it back. How many and what was the
60,
towns?
35 feet according to the solar siting policy. We're back 62 feet.
Okay.
Where would you like to go from here?
So, are none of the other parties want to follow me?
Probably the owners of
Joe's probably the first one right
it.
here.
Yeah. Let's go along. This home is this one right here.
And then
Right.
One's built,
Charlie's at the
one's
house.
not built.
okay.
Charlie's at the house.
Yeah, Kelly's probably at the tower.
Well, here's Mr. right here. So essentially, Mr. Romeo's house is right here.
That's the house.
Well, that's it right there.
Yeah,
So this is the best. This is shooting from the corner.
Right here.
Yep.
Right.
So again, this is prior to the new plantings. Plant.
Let's go close to the section here where you got that. We got the trucks come down through, as Tracy and Timmy know. They got to have visual coming down through here. That's not a good
So
setup.
I don't think this is. I don't think this was taken into consideration the cutback we did, and there's a stake in the road back there.
Well, we'll be down there. We can look at
Well,
that.
that's the thing. What do you want to do? Where do you want us to go as far as this site is concerned? Besides looking at it from here, is there other
I want you.
locations you want us to
We
look at it
want you
from?
to see from the Carrera home. From these homes. I don't miss the building.
Go up to my house. Go up
It's the Deering home. That's not a party, however. The Deerings are not a client of mine.
to Cold River to see where the road comes up and the party goes down.
Right.
So-
And we have got some stakes with 12-foot height that we're going to be able to put along the side, so that you'll be able to see how much there is blocked.
We used to put a corn on this pasture right here. Corn stalks are 6 to 8 feet tall, and there's no way you're seeing up that road. There's no way. No way.
You're talking about visual for if you're driving up through, you're going to cut the.
Coming down or going up, you're not going to see.
The cars are.
We used to plant corn. We used to farm this land here. I mean, the corn is 6 to 8 feet tall. You ain't seeing either right or left unless you go right up on the corner. It just ain't gonna happen.
Hence the stop sign.
The trees that you're at the stop sign.
In other words, the
And the
visibility
stop
for
sign.
Either way, going up or coming down.
So the trees that are being planted, they're going to be 10 feet to start?
12 feet is the maximum height of any vegetation along the
big are they gonna be to
outside
start?
edges. Well, it'd be smaller than that. I mean, unless they
A
could.
couple feet?
Mark's our aesthetics consultant. Hi, sorry I'm late. Mark, can you explain what, like, when we're going to go to 12-foot high vegetation, what would those be at the start?
Oh yeah, the most of the plant material that we're being proposed is between 6 and 8 feet tall at the time of installation. There's some shorter things as well.
What are the species?
Well, it's a variety of things.
Oh.
Yeah, there's quite a variety. I can kind of walk through that with people. We have a plan that actually shows the landscaping on it.
Well, this is before we had agreed with the DPS to increase our plantings.
Okay. So all of the species that were being proposed are native Vermont species, and we're tending to go with more a mix of deciduous and coniferous species as well. We also have some red cedar that'll be part of the plan, gray dogwood, shed service berries, small trees actually that will provide a little bit of interest on the above the 8 or 9 feet tall. and then Nannyberry and Arrowwood viburnum. So it's kind of a mix, and it's being proposed basically along the entire frontage. On both sides, yeah.
Mark, can you just speak to these trees that we had originally planned, what that's going to look like as far as height?
Yeah, these were going to be shad trees, so they can get.
But you're not putting those in, or
yeah, well, they're being mixed in with also with deciduous and everything.
So it's not that they weren't deleted.
They weren't deleted.
Oh, okay.
No,
But they're not going to be more. They're not like the maples. The maples are going to be 30 feet.
Yeah, well, these were never going to be 30 feet. The idea was to keep them to 20 now. But the new shads will be somewhere between 10 to 15 feet tall.
Yeah, on the north side, we can go taller
Yeah,
because we don't
taller.
care.
And
It's the north side of the array.
There's obviously an undergrowth area planted on the north side.
This is the north side, so there's no shading concern over
Yeah,
there.
so all the back. This is looking at the backs of the panels.
So how many years before they're full grown?
Well, it all depends on the soil conditions and such, but I would suggest that by 5 or 6 years, the material that we're proposing, especially the deciduous shrubs, will do pretty well and be pretty robust. Everything we're proposing is all native Vermont species, also pretty aggressive species, so they'll grow in and fill in pretty quickly.
My main concern is the agricultural value of the land, which is fine. And I know early on there was the potential for a land swap, swapping out a different site that didn't have the agricultural value. And I'm wondering, how does that figure in? I mean, we're seeding new farmers in Rutland County, probably the fastest rate in any county in Vermont. And, you know, I just hate to see good agricultural land, especially if there's an offer for an alternate site that doesn't have the agricultural value.
That's an interesting point, but that's not what we're here for today.
Yeah.
Today we're here just to see what things are going to look like.
I was going to say, you may want to walk this way, go to those couple of homes.
Okay.
I think you're going to want to drive up to that house or
The other two would be this one here, and what was the other one?
and the Fuchsia property, which is
We have to drive up there,
I would
and
drive
here, and then walk down this way.
I would walk these. Yeah.
Anybody have any other proposals for what we should look at? All right, so shall we start walking?
Why don't we go?
Did you have a map that showed the overview? So
Yeah, I did. We opened up that with that mark.
Okay. This is
Just
oriented where you.
we already saw.
Okay, where you oriented, where you're looking from.
Yep.
The packet there are wildlife
Jim, you might have noticed that there was a fair amount of traffic.
Yeah.
But that's because most everybody uses this as the shortcut to the hospital.
Right, yeah.
I mean, if you make this left, you got to come into the hospital. You know, when I was a kid, nobody ever took this road, but now it's not the same.
Are you worried about people walking along here, or were you just talking for?
I mean, a little of that too. So far, avoid it.
Well, why don't we start up that
People are
way?
pretty noticeable.
We are, but sometimes whether the drivers are paying attention or not.
A lot of vehicles.
Yeah, they had one of the better hot dog hamburger joints. The Shack was here for a while.
Michigan Man.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The Michigan Man was pretty good. I couldn't remember him, the hot dog guy. Oh, yeah. That's the Hubbard family. We were trying to make this out to be good God. I suppose it was.
But it, you know, it's sort of become and there's a lot of traffic in there that we didn't used to have because everybody uses this now as a shortcut to the hospital.
And it's a bypass. You know, people take Stratton now to get to Route 4.
Oh yeah, it makes total sense. Yeah.
So when I go to Australia, most of the time,
Right.
up along Carlisle Road, and then come out at traffic. I know smart as you. Just say another home that we used our photography from was this one up the street.
What'd you say?
That property, the yellow house.
Yeah.
has a view onto all of this. It's not a client.
Not a party.
Not a party. But there's photography in Gene Bissering's report from that property.
But don't these trees block the view?
Well, they're there now,
Yeah.
and they are not proposed to change, yes.
Oh,
So this is not being altered at all.
so how can I see it?
Well, we can see the house, so we
Yeah,
can
but,
see through it.
yeah, but
It's not a
in
very
the
direct.
summer,
Oh, yeah. But where is that?
There's a new horizon pole going right there.
And that's one
Not
reason why
part
I
of
saw that
the
simulation that we did. That's one reason we chose that view, because it was kind of representing this angle. That's a good question. So it comes chambers as you go from that to see your path. No, it's not like it chambers. Probably the most peaceful intersection.
How are you?
hey, how are you? Good
Very
to
well,
see you.
very well.
Right, it's Monday.
It's Monday. We just left the their governor's luncheon. He's in town.
I like that.
They've got a 12-foot pole that'll get us that here.
Oh, I see. I'm good.
As opposed to a 10-foot.
That's pretty high.
If I remember correctly,
This is
one of the points the neighbors want to make is that when they say it's 12 feet high, it's 12 feet from the level of the field, not from the level of the
So that pole is 12 feet high? Okay,
That's
that's
about
how,
7'6".
7'6", and that's the height of the vegetation screening.
Eventually it was
Eventually. Yeah. So they'll start out half that.
Yeah, about.
from the house. Oops.
Oh no, don't worry.
Senator?
How are you? I'm good. How are you? All right. So anybody wants to call to our attention from this vantage point?
So that's the 12-foot height,
Yeah.
and we all got to remember that the panels at 72 inches.
Yeah. 72 inches, which are 6 feet. 6 feet. Above the ground.
The upper edge of the panels are only 72 inches?
72 to the...
I thought you said 7 feet.
Does that include your base?
Top edge off the
It's all texture. These mulches are already above here.
Deeper in.
That's right.
So,
I think it's 72.
72 inches.
That's
Okay.
the number that I'm recalling.
Yep, okay.
Well, it shouldn't be lost on anyone, these people here, that there was an offer made to plant shrubbery here. Their answer at the time was, we don't want shrubbery obliterating the view that we presently have of that field, and it's that 12-foot.
Yeah, you're going beyond what's the appropriate topic for today. The topic for today is just what can we see.
That's what they can see.
Right.
Yeah. They're not going to be able to see it if that planning is done.
Right.
Okay. So that is a visual.
Yep.
They like what they see right now.
Right. Yep. Okay, any other vantage points we want to look at that we can walk to, or should we drive next?
Well, traditionally we've walked down to Mr. Flanders and then Mr. Fushi as well.
All right. With this many people? I'm nervous about all the cars going by.
My property is on this side.
Yeah.
The house that's totally surrounded.
There's just going to be a lot of cars that turn around and stuff, so
Yeah, it would be. It would be.
Yeah. if we all went, I guess. All right, we can walk. Walking. Where's Margaret? They'll go up. We're walking.
Hello, Elizabeth.
How are you?
I recognize you all bundled up.
Yeah.
I must have looked right through you about 3 times. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't say anything. Is this the first time you've been out on one of these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the PBS?
Yeah,
PSB?
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have, I don't know. You might pick that for other things.
It's funny, over the years I've watched the field go from an active use field with that gorgeous barn.
Yeah.
Field not being used, and then the barn being moved and growing scrub and you know, I kept thinking, so we should do something with this land. It isn't what I expected.
Between these properties is fuchsia property. Okay.
It's actually, I was out here for a site visit earlier when part of it was tilled up. It's really incredible soil. It's like, we were walking around and going, whoa. Some of it's pretty wet.
Yeah. I saw on the map.
Yeah, there is. There's Class 2 wetland back on that corner.
Well, there's hundreds of
all of a sudden an issue should they want to develop or sell. Yeah. It's not in statute, right?
There's an economic issue. But yeah, we don't discuss that here. The evidence is already away. Saying that the board Well, yeah.
And if those trees are right down,
Nothing higher than 12 feet remains.
Now we're replacing this one. I think this.
Let's go upstairs, Charlie, and look out the bedroom window.
Imagine when it goes up there.
Yeah.
Up where?
There's a house right here. She's here somewhere. Lee is. She's over here. And
That's your house up there?
Around her.
Yeah, okay.
It's going on the other side, and all those trees are going to come down.
Which next?
That's a project that they haven't even seen. They don't know anything about that. They can't.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I understand.
It's surrounding her property.
But I mean, it's not evidence in our case at all.
I'm confused. We're right here.
It is.
Well, excuse me.
It's commercial.
Commercial industrial, so you can have a business.
Well, if it had sewer and water, and there was one other criteria.
Anything that anybody wants to point out?
I think only the height. I guess that's the only stake we have.
That pretty much took this.
Oops, I'm sorry.
What do you need? Remember, I was born and raised here.
They're 3 feet by 5.5.
On each pole?
On each individual panel.
Yeah, but how
There's
big
10
is
panels on the board.
2
by 5.
the other
And then
pictures that you have?
10 by 20.
They would be dictating what you're doing here. So it's completely different than
How big is each unit?
That's on
That's on a pole.
ability for
So each one of these things is on a pole. I guess there are 3 or 4 poles per unit.
Charlie, I don't care.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I mean, it's almost there's very little separation between here.
Right.
So it's almost contiguous. So it's
Right, so then that's 72 inches
There's only a
high.
hump here because there was no barn right here. They tore down. I don't remember years ago. There was a huge barn here. And that barn got torn down and rebuilt in Mount Holly. I bought it and rebuilt it in Mount Holly twice. That's about that was the driveway of the barn right there. It is almost continuous.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Right, and if I put the stick over here to the same thing, I'm going to
run out
here.
here.
Put up my mile.
Okay.
The road drops off.
The height of your land.
that's fine. How about this man?
Okay. Mark, we're from around here. You're also
Closer to the
yeah. So it'll be facing that way.
Yep.
All right.
And again, that was before that.
Okay. Anything else that anybody wants to call to our attention from this standpoint?
Well, I would like
You did
to
say
know,
that.
so does the existing planting,
They're all coming out.
That all gets taken down.
why do they get taken down?
Because they don't want the shade on the panels.
Which direction?
Why are these plants being taken out?
Well, they're partly because I think in the height of the actually from a shading perspective is an impact, and actually the quality is sort of suspect.
Quality from what perspective?
Good, yeah, Michigan.
There's a lot of stuff. Actually, this stuff is a little bit better, but as you go down there, you see a lot of dead and dying plant material.
Right.
So the thought was that we would add new. Now that doesn't mean that we couldn't save a few pieces of it, but we'd add new where we needed to and try to fill it in. But in all likelihood, some of this will probably come out as a result of sort of cleaning it out to install new plant material.
Well, I think the evidence is it's all going to come out, and you're going to put new stuff in.
Well, and the landscape plan that we prepared actually shows brand new. What's going to bring it down?
But let's stick with the record, though. In case.
So anyway, the plan is to take it all out.
Are you planting planning to plant deer resistant?
Well, as I think I mentioned somebody, there are cedar enclosures.
That won't do it.
It's not a continuous hedge of cedar. It's interspersed. But the other thing that we've got
Of course they do. They eat mine
tall
forever.
fence around this, so it's not like this is going to become a migratory track for deer in the area.
There's a lot of deer here.
There could be some, nibbling at the edges, so to speak, but the landscaping is going to have to be maintained by the applicant. And if there's things that are dead, they have to be replaced.
Why is it you wouldn't plant Alberta spruces, something that I have done, and only because the deer ate all my shrubbery for 30 some odd years? Now you're going to have the same thing down here.
Well, every plant material has its sort of idiosyncrasies, and obviously faulting conditions being what they are next to the road could become a problem for some of the spruce species. So we are, we're trying to get it's not a monoculture by any means. This is actually representing a pretty diverse set of plantings, and so it's not like you're going to have one, a row of cedar and then a row of something else. They're going to be interspersed so that if one does better than the other over the course of time, the idea is to create as much of a naturalized hedgerow as possible.
So are you going to replant once the deer eat everything?
If the condition of the CBG is that they have to maintain the screening that's been proposed, then they would have to do that. Yes.
And how long?
How long? What?
How long would they replant those until
they stop
doing it?
Until the project's taken down.
They take the project away.
So the trees never grow.
So you put a complaint in, it's going to take a 10 years to find a shrub.
Okay, anything else for this site?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we'll go back to the bleachers.
Well, why don't because I think
you want to walk?
We should walk over because Lee's house is right there.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We can walk up a little bit.
Yeah.
Be careful on the road.
You stay to the side.
Back to my car. I have a 3 o'clock coming. That's too many toys.
Icing.
Hey, so you can take it on your own truck.
He always had
It'd be worse. He could be in New York City.
Did you have Tyler? Yeah.
What's your attorney for the
neighbors?
For the neighbors,
right? Yeah. Yep.
How many neighbors are part of it?
5 neighbors are parties, and then there are several who simply weren't available within the time that we had to file.
Potential parties,
but they're interested. Yeah, the owner of that house. And the Deering's property, which is above. Yeah. Yeah. Were you at either of the earlier site visits?
Yes, I was here for both of them.
Both of them, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's a pretty good height up. You may want to drive this when you're going to drive in. I think David is suggesting you want to look at the property house over here. These people are not trying to get in around in the petition, but she's here.
We pretty much got it from here without having to.
Huh?
You were then seated, and I think we
right, I understand.
Alright, this is my house. And I want to give you... Yeah. It was built in 1864. It's an old house. It's been in my family since my great-grandmother bought it.
Yeah.
What are you seeing now? This is my it was built in 1864. It's been in my family since my great-grandmother bought it. Okay? now I've got it up on the market because there's a solar field going here and there's a solar field going there. And that solar field is going to completely surround my property, and it's made it worthless. I can even sell the property now. I had people looking at it, and they found out about the solar fields, of course, because it's total disclosure, and now my property is worthless.
Okay.
At this point.
That's not something we can talk about at this site
Okay.
visit. The purpose of the site visit is just to see what it looks like.
Okay. Well,
if you want to intervene in the case, I don't know if you're a party or not yet, you can bring that up as one of the arguments you want to make in the case.
Yep. How far back is it? My property, well, you'd have to walk over here.
Goes back 1 acre.
So I would imagine their fencing is going to come right onto my property, right directly onto it, all the way around it, surrounding it.
Not onto. You don't mean onto it, but you mean right up to it.
Right next to the
Right up
property
to it.
line, yes. I'd have to ask him
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
positive, but I'm pretty sure that's what they had proposed.
And then they might have to take the columns down because they're losing the sun.
Not on my property, they're not going to. If I got it, yeah.
You're right here, man. This house over here. We're sitting way back here.
And then down, and then you're over here.
And then we're over there. So it's probably like 250 feet or so off of the roadway, and about 200 feet north.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come right up to your property line, or does it?
The access road, the proposed access drive is along the property.
So the fence,
Hey, Maddie.
the fence line along
Yes.
her property is going to be really close to her property.
It's going to be right on it.
Right on it.
Well,
Right
actually,
on it?
it's
This
at the
is
corner.
hers
This
here.
is her property here, so it's actually at the corner it starts.
House is right up here.
Yeah. There's no fence where the access road is proposed.
Okay, so the fence starts here?
Yeah.
And goes that way?
The fence is a red line.
No, just around the actual red.
Where's the access road?
It's way it's down here.
Oh, down there.
Yeah.
See, her place is here.
Yeah, it's right. See that? Right where those gentlemen are.
That's where
It's
the
where the
access
access
is. Okay.
And that is, I can't remember, impervious.
That's gravel. Yeah. And this, I should note that this road, this isn't really the operation and maintenance road because our inverters are over here. Only equipment over here are just
And it's just remote, basically. You get down there and remote.
and there's already a road there. I mean, it's already.
And it'll be used for construction, bringing in the panel station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what are these? These are panels that are going to be there, right?
Yeah, that's
what
correct.
we're showing. So yeah, okay.
And her house is here.
Right.
That
The
corner.
house, we're standing here. Right.
Yep.
All right.
The viscering photography includes pictures taken from this house.
Okay.
To the back.
Okay.
You see the
All right.
Very good.
Now
Now
the
you
other-
may want to go back to the vehicle.
And go where now?
Go up to the Simpson property. Pretty good hike up here. I don't know if you feel up to it or not.
Well, I mean, I could
Coming
walk up
down
there,
is
but-
worse than going up.
Right, it makes sense to walk.
Is there
Unless
enough
you
room
got
up
the
there for all the
stretchers
cars?
ready, we probably.
Right,
Is there enough room for all the cars if we all drive up there? Okay.
Well, we could all get...
One car.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do.
Carpool. Yeah. Carpool. Does that make sense to walk up there?
Yeah, why don't we just, I'm okay with walking.
Yeah, I am too. That's we're all here.
Yeah.
Where's this?
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, you youngins. Come walk. It is. I'm Rod Jans from Grosilla. Ah, okay. Okay. Mostly, yeah.
He was here.
He's the one that was lots of good reasons. He's the one hanging around. He is an engineer.
So the person with the pole with the orange chip on it?
Yes.
He doesn't work for the city to pass.
No. He's the neighbor.
He's the one who lives here. Okay, great.
He's your client. No, he's not your client. Mr. George's client.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Coming up.
I figured I would enjoy it, but I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did.
It's great. I actually bought this piece and edged.
Oh, really? That's beautiful.
The BC right now.
You get everything from,
yeah.
I just started out with the basic access. Touring and skiing. Yeah, I've had two. Was it fire? They have champion. Yeah. They have
Glenn Burkett here? He's not up here.
Yeah, I see him coming. I think that's him.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not
Yellow
sure.
gloves.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, that's not him. Yeah, the green jacket.
She just never had done it before.
Mr. Fuchsia. Larry, where do you live?
Pardon? Oh, yeah. My house right on the hill. I was spoiled by Thanksgiving once.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm glad to see you. We walk down this way. The other field is in the second Well, and that's, what I'm saying. This site is the bowl site. Yeah. I mean, you look at Gerard, this is Deering, top, you can see your roof through there. Charlie, everybody's down on it.
Looking down.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, if we want, we walk down this way.
Walk around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. What are you doing with us? We're all here with the gang. How are you?
I just put my age as a limitation. She sure was.
Yeah. So
regular day. Used to be every day, but now I just got that first.
So is there anything out, any other locations that we should be going to?
The Carrera property.
Which is which one?
Which is that house.
Oh, up on the hill?
That looks like that.
All right.
And I think with the hearing,
And I got there before winter started, so I had a job basically lifting big rocks as a laborer for a stone masonry. I had about 10 to 12,000.
She was not a part.
They're pretty good. Oh God, the first week of work is miserable. They're up building a village way up in the mountains.
Take into account the availability.
And I went later in the year, Mexico. That's a lot. Breathing so hard to see the spots. Come on, guys, let's go. What's that?
I got truck. Go on, go around.
Well, I'm not. I mean, you know, as a Giant fan, I can. Nobody can figure it out because being a lifelong New England guy, you know. But I said when I was a kid, all we had were the Giants. There weren't any Patriots, right. And so I'd root for them on Sunday, and I just stayed with. It was sort of like dancing with the girl I brought to the prom, you know.
I'm trying to tell my two grandkids who were avid New York fans. I said, well, that's fine, but once they're out of it, you got to go with the. My local.
Well, I got a big kick. I don't know if you saw that the other day. I can't remember if it was ABC or CBS. One of them put Bill Nye the science guy. We went through all the thing and rubbing it down with expansion and all that stuff. Yeah. They had Bill Nye the science guy on. He goes, they want to know if he was afraid that Belichick was after his job, and he said, no, because I listened to it 3 times. It still doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think he knows what the hell he's talking about, so I think I'm okay.
My wife and I solved that one at the breakfast table yesterday down in Massachusetts. Sell bunches, grocery box, game. He said, well, all you got to do is ask the result. Drop, and I guess the thing was out of the picture.
Of course, you know, it
isn't just 12 balls that are going to drop.
Well, I mean, Belichick didn't playing that part, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. The fact that it matters is that somehow they all end up with the same chip. And as far as the game, frankly, they haven't been because they put the ball back to the proper level and played better. The Patriots played better, and so did their quarterback.
Well, no, but his issue is that it isn't human misconduct. You can prove or disprove that the natural occurrence was or was not possible by comparing the Colts balls to the Patriots balls.
Oh, they did that. And
the other ones didn't drop.
Yeah, they didn't. Oh, they don't know if they dropped. They could have been more inflated to begin with.
That's
and
right.
Still stayed within.
Right.
We don't know. But they were all inside the tower.
But in other words, if you have 24 occurrences,
what Nye said was that given the circumstances and the temperatures and stuff, it's humanly impossible for it to drop the pound of inflation. It couldn't have happened. He said the only way it could have happened is somebody let the air out. That's what Nye said. There's no scientific explanation. Somebody let the air out. Or it was never in there.
Having used those needles on walls of different kinds, my question is, somebody has to calculate pretty carefully how long it would take for it exactly to come out without having a gauge.
I could do about 20 seconds on each ball once I get
right.
it.
They have to do that.
I have to do that. I don't know what to do. I mean, look at it. Take a look at the side of some of the guilty so too. It's a first he denied having spied on the jet, so I had the picture of the guy with the camera, and then he admitted he did. Yeah. So, I mean, after that, you said this guy may lie about it. He did before. He cheated before, and then he lied about it. So we knew he knew what he did. That's it.
Yeah, I guess it's a point though. Yeah, and you know that it wasn't intended to be subject to people from under a hood or a towel and it's right out there.
Yeah, like
I can look at it. Once he said everything else is doing it.
Yeah, well, that was his argument at the end.
The guy speeding down the highway.
Everybody
I think so.
The only